Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Hello, good morning, everyone. How's it going? Okay. Is it going well? I hope it's going well. So, topic today is where do I get video ideas from, or suggestions on where to get video ideas from. So, let me just gauge, I know it's just you, Alex, and you, Rachel. Where are you guys in terms of content ideas in general? Do you feel like you do good at this? You need help with it? Where are you with that?
I don't have much issue with it. I usually release anywhere between 2 and 4 different videos a week. And a lot of the times it's just random things that come up. Sometimes it's repeat stuff. It doesn't matter so much if I recorded a video on something 4 months ago, it's evolved, it's changed, it's more current.
Right.
So, but I'm sure the content and information is limitless, honestly.
Yeah, that's how I feel 100%. So I just kind of compiled what I pay for and how I get how I get ideas versus what I don't pay for, just because, what I know everybody's has different ways they want to do stuff. So, the first thing I want to say, what you said is I think content ideas are endless. And also the more you are open to it, the more you have ideas. So used to, when a client would ask a question, I wouldn't think oh, that's a topic idea. And now I any question anyone asks, I'm if this person is asking that question, then that's a content idea. So that's one thing. I think on the free side of things. So I have my YouTube channel. I've been going hard on YouTube for a solid year now. So I do 3 videos a week plus a live. So 4 videos, long form content. So a lot of that's area specific, but as a result of that, we have a ton of people relocating. So I'm in Knoxville. So that means that I'm getting a ton of buyers. So what I'm also trying to do is shift my content so that it's stuff that people locally are searching for. So one way that I do that is through Google Trends. And tell me if you can see. Can you see this? Yeah. So for example, so I'm in Knoxville. So if I just Google what's going on in Knoxville, it's going to tell me what people are searching in the area and what they're asking. So recently, it'll say a restaurant that we just had, Knoxville Pediatric Ophthalmology, Weather Radar, Knoxville Radar. So you can kind of dig down into this and then see what's going on, what are people searching about. So so that's where I have gotten a lot of my local stuff, because if a restaurant's coming in, it'll show that. So stuff like that. This is one of my favorites, just that's data backed, that's free. But the other thing that I use that I pay for is called TubeBuddy, and that's through YouTube. So this is just a keyword search. So again, if I do Knoxville, Tennessee Zoo or something, it's going to tell me, first of all, is that a good topic for me, that content I've made so far? And then what's the competition like? So this is saying from an optimization standpoint, it looks good, but then there's only, there's not a ton of data on this. So I probably wouldn't make a topic on that. So that's just a paid resource through YouTube. So those are where I'm trying to get more local stuff, in terms of what are people locally searching. Another one that I pay for is called Answer the Public. And this is just another example of well, first of all, Answer the Public is great for hooks, because he's saying why, who, how, blah, blah, blah. And then you can see who is asking what, how many people are asking. And then you can also see pay-per-click costs, stuff like that. So there's all kinds of stuff on here. And most of the stuff on Answer the Public tends to be evergreen content. So if you made a YouTube video on this stuff, or a video in general, wherever, it can easily be recycled, reformatted, re-edited, and then you just put it back out, because it's going to be the same. It's the same questions. And then some of this stuff, like when people like, so if I'm looking at this Knoxville, Tennessee to Asheville, North Carolina, it's like, why aren't people Google mapping that? So sometimes I'll make videos on stuff that people are asking that I'm like, use your common sense. That I'm just kind of like sarcastic or whatever. It's like, or like, if you're asking, so for example, if people are asking questions about like stuff they could Google, like how close is Asheville? Well, you're really not ready to buy in this area if you don't know to go to Google. Like, so stuff like that, I mean, like you said, Alex, anything is content. So those are some of my like, so that was answer to the public too, buddy. Keeping Current Matters and Coffee and Contracts. These are more real estate focused resources. And really I use these as, like for market info and infographics. So like Keeping Current Matters, they have all kinds of infographics that sometimes I might like green screen. Like I would never just probably post like a still post of whatever this is, but I would green screen like some of this, like, who's working remotely, like make a video about whatever this says, but also it can spur some ideas. So that's Keeping Current Matters. It's very like technical. Now there are like all kinds of canned content that you could use, but from a video perspective, like any of this you can talk about. So that's if I'm like, okay, I need some numbers on real estate. Coffee and Contracts. This is for you if you are like maybe snarky, like a little, not in a bad way, but you've got, you know, some I don't know if you follow, it's Broke Agent Media, but Coffee and Contracts and Broke Agent Media are like the same. So I pay for this membership and they have all kinds of content. But essentially a lot of the Broke Agent Media stuff is like funny memes. And so you can go in and basically turn any of this stuff into a commentary, into a meme. And they have Canva templates. So you literally just go in, upload it into Canva and adapt it to like how you want it to be. So, and this is like $50 a month. So you literally just, if you've got Canva, which hopefully everyone has, if you don't have it, I'm just telling you right now, you need to get it. Okay. So basically just all kinds of memes and it tells you what to do, where to put your name. You can add your photo. Like these are just templates and you can do whatever you want with. So this is like, if you are wanting to plan out stuff, and content or just need ideas for creativity, Coffee and Contracts is great for that. So those are kind of my paid, what I use. Google Trends we talked about, it's totally free. Just type in Google Trends and start like researching. It is a little bit of a black hole in the sense of like, once you start, you can't stop. So like, give yourself some time because then you're going to be like, what are people researching? And then you're going to see like, it says Snoop Dogg and you're like, what are people asking about Snoop Dogg? What happened to Snoop Dogg? So anyways, just saying that. Or if you want to get on a trend, and you're just trying to make like post out quick videos to kind of for people to see your personality, maybe not necessarily real estate based, Google Trends is good for that because you read about like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Right. So you can make videos on stuff that people are looking for. So then that you can basically you get in their sphere. Local blogs. So like any mom blog, this is like a local Knoxville blog. And I don't want to say I'm stealing, but I am ripping off and duplicating a lot of this stuff because a lot of this has like good content. Like I made a video about corn mazes. Well, all of this is like super well compiled. So because it's so well compiled, then I can easily go and make it my own. I made like, as a result of this, I made a whole infographic. So that's a great resource. Any blogs like that. There's a website you can go to, blog.feedspot, and it's going to tell you like for your city, different blogs. So if you're wanting to niche down, then, I would go there and see like, what are the top blogs? Who's got info? What can you make content on? So again, that's totally free. Local newspaper. Actually, I pay for that membership. I think I pay $2 a month. So this is a lie. It's not free, but it's worth it. Anything that you can do a top 5, top 7, top 9, top whatever, those videos do very well on YouTube. For me, at least, I'm finding. But also short form, if you're doing like a top 5, like I just did a top 5 fall, I haven't put it out yet, but top 5 fall things to do, and they're totally random, like whatever. And then you can just make it like number 1, number 2, like quick and flashy, then I think that's a great content. Other creators, obviously people that you like, people that you think is funny. As much as I hate this trend, I remixed a video with like an influencer, and it got over 1 million views, and I was like, how is this even getting over 1 million views? Like, this is ridiculous. But it helped my Instagram major. So any other content, commentary, things that you can add or put like writing over, like those are easy, already done. You just need to edit it down to make sense for what your brand is. Map and driving videos is really more for YouTube that you could then repurpose later, but literally looking on Google Maps, showing where your top 5 restaurants are, top whatever, this is what the west side of town is on a Google map. People love those. And or driving videos. So that's literally like me just driving and showing people stuff. Now, the catch with that is a lot of that, the driving stuff hits buyers that are moving or whatever. So if you don't want buyers, then maybe don't do that. And then obviously MLS data and news. So I pull a ton of my data that I put out from my MLS. And there's like a, monthly newsletter, whatever. I will pull data from that as well and then make content on that. So these are like my major ways of getting content. I keep a notes tab like in my phone that tells me or like stuff that I don't want to forget. I'll keep a notes tab on that. So these are just like how I make content. Currently right now, I'm getting a post out a day across essentially every platform with the exception of Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it. I am like, that's the lost cause for me. So because I think I got on that train too late, first of all, and then the name changed, and now I'm just like, I think I have 9 people on there. But everywhere else, I'm getting a piece of content a day. Now, Gary Vee would tell me like I need 10 pieces of content a day. So I'm working on that. But right now my focus is YouTube and then paring down and repurposing. So that's where I get content, topic ideas, and I'm primarily like all video. I've dabbled in like mixing photo, video, meme cards, blah, blah, blah. But I think I show up best on video. So that's what I've just been focusing on. So anyways, those are my resources, thoughts, suggestion on where to get topic ideas. Now that I literally preached at you guys for the past 13 minutes, what are your thoughts? What are your questions? Anybody have other ideas they want to share?
For your YouTube videos, how long are your typical YouTube videos?
Like last week, I did a listing video that I put out that was like 3.5 minutes. And then I also recorded a 40-minute video. So like, I try to keep them under 30, but I am long-winded and I don't like 2-part videos. So like, I feel like people aren't going to watch the second part, but maybe that's my own like limiting belief, but usually 20-30 minutes. Now if I'm doing a market report or something, like they tend to be longer, but I think I also just need to chunk that information down. There's a guy that I watch and he's all about like long form videos. And the primary reason why actually, Alex, I keep it under 30 is because if I go over 30, then my editor charges me for 2 videos.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. So when you go out and you record it, you're just sending it off the editor and letting them handle it? So your ums or your ahs, and I'm assuming you stop halfway.
Well, and honestly, like I'm bad about this across the board. So for my YouTube, like I just send it to them and I, for the most part, just trust that they've done it well. Now, if I know like I blundered something, I'll go to where that was, but I'm not sitting there watching 30 minutes again of myself on the same thing. So I pretty much just like, once I send it, I'm done. Now, I also have an editor for short form, and that's a little bit different because those videos like, it's a different intention, but also it's, like they're in the Philippines. So like there's a language barrier. So like I watch those videos way more closely. But the other thing is like, if I'm saying, and like, or whatever, and it comes across on video, I'm not too worried about it because I just don't want to make myself the bottleneck. So like by me going and like listening for ums and all that, I don't do it. Honestly, I'm like, here. I'm like,
what is your editor like charging you for like a YouTube video? So I've hired YouTube editors and I have not been impressed through like Freelancer and Fiverr over the years. And what are you in a program?
So originally, the backstory of all of this is I used to edit it all myself. And then I got busy, obviously. So then I was starting to try to find like a local person. Well, they were charging like $150 or something crazy per video. Which I do 12 videos. So I mean, actually, no, I'm paying less now. So anyways, fast forward, blah, blah, blah. You know, Levi Lassick?
Yes.
So I joined with his like editing team last September. And I think I pay for 12 videos, like $1,200 a month, but I don't know what he charges now, but also they optimize and do all the thumbnails because the other problem is that like, I don't want to do all that stuff. Like I can do all that, but like, I don't want to. And again, I don't want to be the bottleneck. So I've had to just really release all kind of control because to go from being the one that's editing it all to not at all is like, you just got to let it go because every video I'm like, I can make this better, but it would take me 10 hours. Like, so anyways, that's what I pay for all of that. Now on the short side of it, those editors, I pay him $6 an hour. I pay him 40 hours a week as if he's a full-time person. And he's supposed to be doing 4 short form videos for me a day. So anyways, that's the editing on that side. Now he's the 4th one that I've gone through. So I hired one guy, he was great, but he was like super anxious. So then I went through 2 more that were like, it was horrible. So he's my 4th one. So like, it's definitely a process of finding, but like the nice thing about like going with an agency, whether it's like Levi's or somebody that already has kind of the working in place, is they manage me in a sense. Like my short form video VA, I have to manage him. I have to say, here's the task board. Here's what's approved. Here's not approved. But like when you hire an agency that just does it for you, you plug yourself into their system, you send them the video however they want it, and they take it the rest of the way. So I'm not like waiting on them, telling them their deadlines. Like, no, like they are getting me 12 videos a month, period, point blank. As long as I create them, they're going to be done. So, in that sense, I think like if it's something, I mean, I get a ton of business this way. So I'm like, I mean, I would pay them more. Like, don't call them and tell them that, but I'm just saying like, it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hired passive prospecting too a few months back, but I switched brokerages I switched EXP like 2 months ago. Sorry, there's a garbage truck driving by here.
No, you're fine.
So I hired them a few months ago, but when I switched brokerage, my old YouTube channel, because it was tied to my previous email, got shut down. So I had hundreds of videos, and it was 20% of my business, and they were the easiest clients ever, all gone. But I had a bunch of those videos saved. So I picked my top 30 of them, and I actually have it set up so like they're going out.
That's awesome. Good for you.
I'm booked out for like the next like 8 more weeks, but I have been recording content through passive prospecting. I haven't uploaded the videos yet. I only have 3 of them so far. So I'm holding on to them. I'm just going to kind of send them all over at the same time and let them kind of run their show that way. But I haven't had experience with them so much as far as, my understanding is it's super easy to get the B-roll and everything. I actually spoke to an editor who's going to do all the B-roll. I don't do video stuff as far as like recording it myself, other than put me on video. But I'm glad you hired.
Well, and I had already had B-roll from a different agency that I use, or from a different like, so I kind of had already all of that stuff done. Which probably means it's time to do it again. But like, let's be honest, that's not going to happen for the next.
When you just on Levi's program, was that a pretty easy learning curve? Like, or do you recommend that I share my 3 videos that I have with them now and have them go run with it, or should I wait until I have? Because he recommends having 12 videos or a month's worth of content already, prepared, right? If that makes
Yeah, I mean, if you can get that far ahead, I run about 1 week ahead. Because I mean, when I started, I didn't have a stockpile. Now there are some easy things that like I could stockpile. So for example, locally we have what we call dogwood trail. So every spring there's like 15 neighborhoods that are on the dogwood trail. It's beautiful, blah, blah, blah. So like I went and recorded 15 of those. And then so I was like, good for a little while, but I run about a week ahead. I always try to have 3 videos in the queue for them to edit. So I think that, but I'm also at a place where I need to like hire someone to do, like I have a TC or whatever, but I need to hire someone to like be in my email, be client facing and all that. And that would actually help me a lot to be ahead on the content curve. So that's like my next step that I need to do. But I mean, I don't think it matters. I think maybe his point is like, just, that way, if you miss a weekend or whatever, you're not like, oh my God. But yeah, I just make sure I have 3 in line, basically.
Do you record all your videos from your office, or do you do kind of like what you're doing right now and shoot some of them from your car and just chat?
I should do some like this actually, but okay. So I do a lot of driving tours where I'm literally driving, like holding this thing, and I put a mic on my phone and I'm like, this is Maryville, this is blah, 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 this is the Smoky Mountains, whatever. And I'm just talking about the area. I do map tours. So that's where I'm like, I have a Google map where I'm in Zoom, I'm screen sharing the map and I'm showing stuff. And then the other primary way that I do is from my office at my house, where I'm like talking into the phone about whatever the topic is. And those are the most common ones. Oh, and then I'll do like, if, for example, people are asking about like health food stores. When I time it well, I will record that like over a couple of days. So like if I'm near that store, I'll be like, this is the Whole Foods, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe I'm by like an Earth Fair the next day. So I'll like compile that way. And or sometimes like you'll be driving and you're like, okay, a bunch of people are asking about, my phone is blowing up. Sorry. I'm like, hold on, I'll call you back. But like, okay, so people always come here and they're surprised that there's mountains. They're surprised that we have trees. They're surprised, like, whatever. And so I will make a snippet about that and then turn it into like 5 surprising things about East Tennessee or whatever. So it really just basically, whenever I get the inspiration is wherever I'm recording. So.
You ever use Opus Clip?
Yes, I do, but I'm the bottleneck, because then when I upload an Opus and it spits out all that, then I'm like, okay, I got to go through these. Now, what I am thinking about doing is just having my VA go into stuff I've already created that's already on YouTube, plug in the link, and then have it spit out stuff, and just tell him edit stuff. Just go edit, make it short, make it good, and like add whatever my flavor is onto it. Now, obviously, I wouldn't have to do all that, but I am thinking like it would be better also to have like a second set of eyes on it or whatever. But yeah, I have. And I have like a backlog of stuff in there I need to put out. So yes, but.
All right. Well, there's no one else really engaging.
I know. I'm like, anyone else? I know, right?
These things after the fact, by the way. So there are people who are definitely picking up from it.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, I hope they will. It's like, well, it's weird because like I used to be a teacher and like a math teacher, high school math teacher. And I'm just like, okay, talk to me, whatever. And then it's like, we're just gonna, but it's fine.
I try to engage, as I know that it helps.
Well, thanks. Well, I also want it to be valuable. So when people are quiet, I'm like, I guess this wasn't really valuable, but
content creation is important. So I'm assuming you follow Levi's whole process. So your first like 2 minutes is pretty focused on, welcome to the channel, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to get those things. And then you go into the deeper stuff.
Well, I should be doing that, but I'm just like, I feel weird being like, hey, like blah, blah, blah. So I just usually jump into like, what we're talking about today is da 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 da. Now I have started at the end saying, if you want more content like this, or you want to know more, like subscribe and I'll whatever. Like, but I don't do a hard sell. There is one guy that I watched where he's like, this is the reason why you should listen to me. At the beginning, and I'm like, okay, I kind of get that. But that's definitely, I have room for improvement there when it comes to like the whole follow, subscribe, all of that. Like I'm not good at that because I'm also like, if you want to subscribe, freaking subscribe. Why do I need to tell you? But then like data shows when you tell people subscribe, that's what they do. So whatever.
Your experience with passive prospecting, since I haven't uploaded anything yet, if you could give me like 3 tips utilizing their program, what would be your best, if you had to think offhand? There's one other thing I was going to say.
Oh, I would say this. If you're going to do videos, like number your videos. They never told me that. And then like I would do like a tour, but it would be like 15 different parts. So now I just number like 1 intro, 2, whatever, blah, 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 whatever the topic is. So that way they know what order I want it in or to put it in. Because to me, I'm like, this is common sense, but it's like, that's kind of unfair. So
yeah, I get it.
So I would say that just from a practical standpoint, I would also say, I mean, I've done that course, and then he's got like the whole here's what you should make, like a video about this, and he has like the do research like on TubeBuddy, blah blah blah. So like all of that stuff I think is super helpful, but I really just do what I want and just upload it. And there's something new where they're asking like feedback on thumbnails. I'm like, just pick the one that's going to do well. Like, yeah. So, but those are my thoughts on that. And I will say that like, with Calendly, so I do have a Calendly link on my banner, but like, I don't have an organized calendar enough for that to work. So like, I need to take that down. Like 2 weeks ago, I needed to take it down and just say, text me. So like, that's just little stuff where like in theory, that would be a great idea. And he has a whole, like, you click that, it goes to a questionnaire, you answer the questions and blah, blah, blah. That is an awesome system. I just need to sit down and do that. Until I get to that point, I need to take off the schedule me, because people will schedule me like 5 minutes out. I'm like, I can't meet with you in 5 minutes, man. Like what? And I don't have my calendar together enough to like make it so. Like that's what I need help with. Somebody who can just like do that stuff. So anyways, yeah. I don't know if I have a third. I mean, it's super easy. It's so easy. And they don't ask a bunch of questions. You just upload the video and they edit it. And you're like, praise God. So yeah.
Other than the pros and cons, what are your top performing videos?
Anything that's a top 5. Like any top 5, people love weather. For whatever reason, people are obsessed with like weather. And then like this versus that. So for example, like we have some people relocating here. Like the video that I've done, that's like Knoxville versus Murfreesboro, which I actually did with another agent. We did one that was like Knoxville versus Murfreesboro, and then we did one that was like Middle Tennessee versus East Tennessee. So we could each have like a different one on our channel. People love that. My market updates actually do pretty well. And like market forecast, market info. So those are my top, kind of, people like that stuff. People like super general stuff, and people love stuff that is very easily Googleable. Like, but whatever stuff like what are I don't know, like stuff that's literally just Google it. Like you and I would just Google for the answer about weather. Like I would Google what's the weather like, and it would say it's mild. So instead, I make a video. What's the weather like in Tennessee? In East Tennessee, we have rain, we have some snow, whatever. Like you're just adding commentary to it. So yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway,
thank you for all the tips. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And I hope everyone has a great day. And Alex, thank you so much. It's so good to see you. And are you going to be EXPCon?
Me? Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
I just joined like 3 months ago. Literally yesterday was my day, so it was exciting.
Awesome.
Good.
Cool. Well, I'll be there. Maybe we'll catch up. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Haley. Bye now.
All right. Bye.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.